Are you a baseball player who steals less than 20 bags a season? Do you feel like it's a grind just to be average on the pillows? I've got news for you. You don't have to be fast to steal bases. You just have to be fearless, and you've got to know how. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to double your stolen bases this season and why being a threat on the bases has almost nothing to do with speed. From being a Division I walk-on all the way to being a Major League Baseball player, I had over 500 stolen base attempts with an 85% success rate. These concepts allowed me to be a threat on the bases and made me valuable enough to get a call-up. And if it worked for me and other big leaguers, it can work for you as well. If you want to be a threat on the bases, it is a conscious decision that you need to make. We need to have an aggressive mindset at all times, all counts, all situations, regardless of who we're playing, what the score is, or what is going on. Being aggressive on the bases and being fearless is a conscious decision that we need to make. There, of course, are specific counts that everybody has an idea of that are money counts to run in. Everybody knows that a no-2 count is a great count to run in. Everybody knows that when a hitter has 2 strikes on them, maybe there's going to be a breaking ball. Maybe there's going to be something in the dirt. Man, of course, I know that. Everybody knows that. But the higher you go up, the more intricate it gets, the sexier you have to be, and the more fine-tuned you have to be when it comes to stealing these bases. It gets harder and harder when we got guys with sub-2 pop times and pitchers that know how to control the running game, do slide steps, and they can pick over. Nice, man. They have balk moves as well. Okay, so when we talk about counts that we want to steal in, traditionally, a lot of counts that aren't talked about are 2-0 counts. So 2-strike counts are obviously counts that everybody knows that you can run in, man. But what are some of the counts that not a lot of people have a good idea about? I wanted to run when the pitcher was not going to be worried about me. First pitch of the AB, the pitcher is worried about getting ahead and throwing a first pitch strike. So what is he not going to be worried about? Your boy. He's not going to be worried about you at first base. He wants to get ahead. The success rate in an at-bat changes drastically when the pitcher throws a first pitch ball as opposed to a first pitch strike. Because of that, I'm going to exploit the shit out of that. I'm going to try to steal a base and get into scoring position as quickly as possible for the next guy up, right? That's how we eat. First pitch of the AB is going to be huge. I want to get into scoring position as quickly as possible. A 2-0 count. The pitcher does not want to make a mistake. If he leaves a meatball over the plate, man, it's going to go a long way. He's already not thinking about me. Swipe the bat. 3-1 count. If a hitter is confident with runners in motion in the 3-1 count, they're cool with holes opening up, they can handle the bat well, man, let's get running, right? That pitcher's not worried about me in a 3-1 count. Of course, everybody knows 0-2, man, maybe it's a breaking ball. Maybe there's going to be something in the dirt. 2-2, dude, of course I get it. 3-2, you're running. I'm talking about off-the-wall counts, right? First pitch, get there. 2-0 count, he's not worried about you. 3-1 count, he's not worried about you. We can run in other counts other than 2 strikes, okay? You know how difficult it is to steal a base when you're afraid of getting caught, when the only thing that you're thinking about is how quickly that catcher's pop time is or how well that pitcher controls the running game? You cannot hit a home run if you're afraid of striking out. You cannot steal a base if you're afraid of getting caught or you're afraid of getting picked off, man. It doesn't work that way. If we want to be fearless on the bases, we need to have an aggressive mindset. It is a conscious decision. Again, we covered these counts that are going to make us dangerous and that we can take chances in and be aggressive in. We talked about not being scared, right? It's about playing fearless baseball and being fearless on the bases. And let's talk about being valuable, okay? So these spots at the next level, the Division I level, we see roster spots being limited. We see transfer portals. We see guys going to 12 schools in 4 years, man. We understand that. These spots are limited. It's about you becoming the most valuable player that you can possibly become so your organization or your team can win with you and put you out there on the field and feel good about you, okay? Base running is the lowest hanging fruit that we could probably become elite in, and it's just by a simple mindset shift. You don't have to be a plus runner in order to be a plus base runner. It's just about conscious mindsets, being aggressive, okay? Add value. It added value to me with this base running stuff. It can do it for you. When we're talking about stealing second base, man, there are 3 things that we need to lock in on in order to maximize our chances of a successful stolen base attempt. Your lead, your jump, and your route. A lot of times, man, we don't talk enough about this. And coaches at the next level, man, maybe they don't have the necessary experience in order to teach this stuff at a high level. But throughout my career, these are the things that I learned. These are the things that I needed to do at a high level in order to be successful. And these are the things that other Major League Baseball players needed to do over and over again in order to increase their chances and be valuable. First thing we're going to talk about is the lead. So when we take our lead, if we want to automatically increase our chances of being safe on a stolen base attempt, we need to maximize our lead. If we aren't getting out here and the pitcher picks over, and if this pitcher picks over from the pitcher's mound and we aren't diving back into first base and it's not bang bang, dude, we are not getting enough on our leads. Our leads need to be the same length every single time. What they used to do for us in spring training, again, it's muddy out here, so I'm not going to be able to line up on the bag, but they used to blindfold us in spring training. 1, 2, 3, shuffle, shuffle. I used to have to do this blindfolded. Every single base runner needed to have to do this blindfolded in order to maximize our lead and in order to know what we needed to do. So we knew like the exact measurement of our leads. Every single field is different. So if you're relying on the cut of the infield grass to maximize your lead, dude, every single infield grass is different. Okay? Every single ground crew is different. We can't rely on the baseball field in order to, take our lead or not. All right? So we need to know what our maximum lead is going to be in order to give ourselves the best chance in closing the distance between first and second base. Okay? So we are going to take a big aggressive lead. Here was my lead. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom. This was my lead, okay? Now, I wanted to be in line with the back of first base because if this pitcher was picking off, I'm going to dive back to the back of first base. If I'm going to try to dive back to the back of first base and I want it to be efficient, I want it to be the best move possible, the quickest, most efficient move possible, why not just line up back there, dude? Because here's something else. If I'm going to be stealing second base, I'm going to be running and diving to that back side of the bag on second base, farthest away from the catcher, okay? If I'm going to be lined up here with the back of first base, I'm going to be lined up with the back of second base, dude, okay? So this is a straight line. So we're talking about our lead, and we are getting in line with where we are trying to dive into, which is the back of first base or the back of second base. If that's the case, let's just line up there. We're talking about our lead, dude. The pitcher hasn't even delivered the ball yet. This is huge. This can unlock tons of stolen bases for you and increase your stolen base percentage huge. All right? So we're getting this lead. Now we are going to talk about the jump. Your first 3 steps in a stolen base attempt determine if you're out or if you're safe. Okay? So we want to have the best jump possible. We want it to be the most efficient jump possible. So because of that, I'm going to set up that way, just like I'm setting up towards the back of these bags. I'm going to be efficient and make it the best move possible. Because of that, what do I want my first move to be? I want it to be explosive, I want it to be violent, and I want it to be gaining ground in an efficient manner towards second base. Because I'm doing that, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to open up my hip and my back foot. If it looks like this, if I'm in line with second base right here, okay, I'm going to drop a little bit. My first move, I want this to be my hips rip open towards second base, okay? No wasted movement, no drop steps. What's quicker? This or this? We don't want to do that, okay? When we're talking about catchers with 2-0 pop times and 1-8 pop times and pitchers that can slide step and balk moves and controlling the runner game, every single second matters. Every 1/10 of a second, every millisecond, everything matters, okay? So we're talking about this lead. We're maximizing it. We are getting in line with the back of second base and the back of first base. We're talking about our first move. I am open a little bit because I want to whip my hips around in an efficient manner to get to second base as quickly as possible. If I'm going to take my lead, it's going to look like this. I'm taking my lead, and I'm like this, ready to steal a base, okay? I have this back foot and this back leg dropped a little bit so I can whip my hips around and get to second base as quickly as possible, okay? I have my hand here because if this pitcher is going to pick off, I'm going to go back to first base and I'm going to try to dive with this hand towards the back of the bag. And if this pitcher is going home, I am going to whip open. Okay, this is why I'm drop step a little bit. First move, boom! But we need it to be efficient. Maximize the lead, make the jump extremely efficient, and run in a straight line, man. Now we're talking about the route. So the reason why we are lining up with the back of first base and the back of second base is because it's going to be the furthest tag for this first baseman to go, I'm sliding to the back. I'm sliding farthest away from the pitcher and farthest away from the first baseman. I'm doing the same thing over there at second base because it is going to be the farthest tag for the second baseman or the shortstop, who's ever covering, and farthest throw from the catcher. Okay? Let's play the odds here, boys. If that's where we're going to be sliding and aiming for, why not set up there? Okay? When we are going, we are exploding, we are generating force, and everything is clean and efficient going to second base. We need to see what happens. If it's a straight steal, obviously every coach is different, but we need to 1, 2, look in, right? Keep going, make sure the guy doesn't put it in play. If it's a pass ball, we need to be up, thinking about going to third, right? So we're going to steal, boom, take a step in, look, right? We want to take a look in, see what's going on, right? We want to have an idea. We want to be valuable on the bases, fellas. We don't want to be idiots running around at full speed with no idea what's going on, okay? We want to be fearless and we want to be aggressive, and we have to have a baseball IQ. We have to have an idea of what is going on the field, okay? We want to run in a straight line towards the back of the bag, and we want to dive towards the back of the bag. Our route is going to be quick. It's going to be efficient. The quickest point, the quickest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So let's not zigzag this shit. Let's be quick, let's be efficient, and let's have a great stolen base percentage, okay? Now, we want to be down, okay? So I'm taking my lead. 1, 2, 3, shuffle, shuffle, and that's a big old lead. And guess what? When that pitcher comes set to deliver home, Daddy's taking a little bit more, right? That's what we have to do in order to be safe, okay? If he's got a dumpy move, I'm taking a little bit more, dude. I'm not getting thrown out. Are you kidding me? That's not what we're doing, all right? This pitcher goes home. My first move is going to be exploding this way. I am going to be running. I'm going to be low, right? I'm going to be running, and I'm going to be low all the way into second base. You are eventually going to be coming up a little bit, but at no point, fellas, do we want to get here and then start running like this. We don't want to do that. That's not what we want to do, okay? We want to stay down, and as we are getting there, gradually we're going to start to come up, but then we're going to slide, okay? So we just covered everything. We covered the 3 things that you need to do to be extremely efficient, up your chances of stealing bases, stealing second base, more specifically. We just stole our bag, and we're coming in. We're coming in, we're coming in, we're coming in. We know that this catcher is going to be throwing us out, or he's going to be attempting to throw us out. When we are coming in here, we are sliding to the back of the bag with this hand farthest away from the catcher. This is the farthest point away from the catcher. This gives me the best chance of being safe. This is where I am aiming for. I am in line with that already in the back of first base, and it is the quickest point here. It's a straight line, dude. I'm giving myself the best chance, okay? I am diving into this part of the bag, and I am using this hand over here as my landing gear, okay? I would usually have like a mitt on this side, and I'd use it to, slow myself down, but the slide's going to be important, fellas. I was a dive head first kind of guy, and I was aiming to get on in here. Okay, moving on. Now let's go talk about stealing third base, really where the money's made. Talk about stealing third base, okay? In my opinion, this is a little bit harder than stealing second base because you have to pay attention, okay? You have to have an idea of what's going on. You have to watch the pitcher. You have to have seen his tendencies. You have to have some type of idea. Either he has a cadence going home, he has a timing, he comes set, and then he goes 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, delivers, or he's a head look guy. So I used to steal off pitchers, trying to steal third base based off of their head looks and their head movement. Pitchers come set, they get the sign from the catcher, boom, they come set, check on me back at second base, look home, check on me back at second base, and when he looks back home is when I'm going, boom, and I'm already going, right? We need to have an idea of what this pitcher's tendencies are, and we need to be well equipped to exploit that idea when we get on second base, okay? So let's talk about positioning and our lead on second base. Obviously, It's a lot different for everybody, depending on what team you're playing for or what level you're playing at. The outs are going to matter. Okay, so in professional baseball, the higher up, the closer you get to the big leagues, the crazier that every single little inch and centimeter matters. So this is how they used to tell us to do it, okay? Especially with two outs. We are taking a deep lead, man. We have more freedom. We're not being held on by that first baseman dude. So we are going to be moving, okay? Usually when there's two outs, I'm going to be just trying to get to home plate, right? A good banana turn home and get there. I'm not going to be lined up with third base and second base because, dude, I'm not trying to just steal that bag, or I'm not looking to tag up, right? I'm going to play deep because if there's a ground ball in the 4 hole, the 6 hole, or up the middle, I need to get on home. And being lined up with second and third base is not going to do that. So 2 outs, I'm taking this deeper lead, okay? And I'm always going to be moving. What's different, like I just said, at second base as opposed to first base is we are moving. No one's holding us on. So what is going to be the main objective of the pitcher when we're at second base? The pitcher's going to want us to get our feet to stop moving, man. That is the pitcher's main goal when we are a base running threat at second base. If his goal is going to be to get us to stop moving, then our goal is to keep moving, dude. Okay? So like I just said, when there's 2 outs, usually we're going to take a deeper lead. But if I'm a base stealer, maybe I'm going to take a deeper lead anyway because I'm going to be moving in. Okay, we talked about taking our lead off of first base. We want to be lined up with first and second base. Dude, we don't want to necessarily do that at second base. Okay, I am going to start deep and I am going to creep in. Okay, the farther I am away from the pitcher, the deeper back that I am, it looks like I'm taking a bigger lead. The closer that I am to this pitcher, his point of view, the shorter my lead looks. Dude, this is the same distance, man. It's the same distance. I'm just deeper. It looks like I got a bigger lead. And it's closer. Looks like I got a shorter lead. So I am going to, right off the bat, I'm going to take a deep lead. All right? It looks like I'm far. I'm really not, dude. I'm really not. Okay? As this pitcher's coming set, I'm going to continue moving. I'm gaining ground this way as well as coming in. Okay? It looks like I got a big lead. He comes back, he looks at me, and then he goes home. I'm still moving. Okay? He looks back at me, he gets me to stop, and then he goes back home, and I'm still moving. Okay? Doing that, I just gained ground. The pitcher got me to stop. And then when he looked away, I gained more ground. He got me to stop. He looked away. I gained more ground. He didn't even deliver it yet. And here I am getting the biggest lead possible. Okay? So positioning matters. Obviously, like I just said, we're going to set up a little bit deeper depending on the outs. I'm going to be looking to gain ground towards third base in order to close that distance. Okay? So for me, like I said, I'm going to be looking at his head nods or his looks, okay? Maybe he's 1/1000, 2/1000 home. This is what it would look like. If I'm going to steal a base off of a pitcher that's 1/1000, 2/1000 home, it's going to look like this, okay? He's coming set, 1/1000, 2/1000, boom, go into it, all right? When we are at first base, obviously, we are going to be stealing a base from a dead standstill. When we are at second base, fellas, the momentum is in our hands. We can either A, get a running lead into it, or we can get a momentous, or get momentum, whatever the word is, hop into it to third base. Okay? We can have momentum, man, and momentum is dangerous, and momentum is powerful, especially when you're trying to be a threat on the bases. Okay? If I was going to do head looks, again, all right, boom, he's getting the signs from the catcher. All right, I'm deep. I'm going to steal this bag. He's coming set. All right, 1 look, back home, 2 looks, go. Right? That's how it's going to look, fellas. That is exactly how it's going to look. We are going to be sliding head first or feet first, whatever your preference is. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just whatever you're good at and whatever's comfortable, whatever's natural. We are still going to be sliding into that back corner of the bag, farthest away from the catcher, okay? Pitchers are creatures of habit, man. They fall into tendencies. So we want to make sure we're watching the game. We can use the information that we gather when we're on the bench or in between innings or when we're watching a teammate hit. Man, however that pitcher treats a certain runner on second base is how he's probably going to treat you at second base. If you are a plus runner or you are an average runner, if you see another average runner, on the pillows, or you see another plus plus runner on the bases, chances are they're going to treat him the same way they're going to treat you. With that in mind, we can use that information. If he's a two-look guy, if he does two head looks and then goes home with an average runner on second base, and you are an average runner and you're on second base, what are the chances that he's going to go two looks home? That could be the difference between a stolen base and you just sitting on your thumb at second base. That could be the difference between you getting 15 to 20 bases a year and you just being another random bench player. If you take one thing away from this episode, let it be this. Stealing bases isn't about speed, man. It's about being fearless. You can be an average runner and still separate yourself with massive impact on the pillows. Use these concepts to increase your stolen base count dramatically. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to double it right now. If this helped, smash that like button and comment down below the part that helped you the most. And subscribe if you want to start playing fast and stop playing scared. And if you want weekly fire in your inbox, drills, mindset, and the real stuff that separates players, join the 9-hole newsletter. The link is in the description. I'll see you next week. Until then, please be a problem on the bases. Keep grinding.